Okay, so there's three reasons why I think Tron is going to beat Litecoin, at least in market capitalization. And definitely in the medium to short term, it's close to catching up with it right here. I do believe Tron's going to beat Litecoin. I actually think Tron's going to ultimately beat Stellar. And I talked about that in one of my previous videos. I'll put a card above. You can take a look at that video on why I think Tron's going to beat Stellar. But that was kind of an obvious, that was probably a little more obvious. I think Tron's going to beat Litecoin, and I want to cover those three reasons right now. First of all, first and foremost, Tron's going to beat Litecoin because of leadership. Now, there's a lot of people who's going to disagree with this, but you need to hear me out for just a moment. Now, long term, Tron has a potential issue, and I'm going to cover that at the very end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But in the short to medium term, over the next 3 to 5 years, I think Tron's going to beat Litecoin potentially, and I'll tell you why. I think there's a huge chance it's going to beat Litecoin. And the main reason, one of three main reasons, is because of leadership. Charlie Lee was a leader of Litecoin. He was the founder of Litecoin. You know, he was seen as a figurehead. He talked about it. He tweeted about it. He promoted it. But then, lo and behold, he ended up selling all of his Litecoin. Now, he had a lot of great reasons for doing this, and I think that his reasoning was very good, but unfortunately it gives a bad view. And I think that most people, it's important to understand that most people don't do any deep dive into anything. One of my reasons for creating this channel was to help educate people and to be entertaining at the same time and put some commentary out there. But a big part of it is education at the very basic level. People don't want to do research, they don't understand, and most people, it just looks bad that this founder sells his Litecoin. That just looks bad. Well, on the other hand, you got Tron over there with Justin Sun who's killing it. I mean, he's always promoting Litecoin constantly. You know, the irony, he's always promoting Tron on his Twitter account. He's saying Tron is better and why it's better, and he rallies the base constantly. He's playing an influence game for the market, and it's effective. You can say what you want to, but it's clearly effective. Now, here's the problem. Charlie Lee is probably, well, he does know way more about development than Justin Sun. He knows way more about development, meaning blockchain development and cryptocurrency and the science behind it. Clearly, it's been, you know, where he's been at. It's basically his life's work. But unfortunately, that's not necessarily good enough. Arguably, for a lot of people, Donald Trump wasn't the best candidate for president. But what Donald Trump excelled at, I mean, arguably excelled at several things depending on your view of him. But what you can't argue was his ability to communicate in a very simple way that created massive sound bites. You know, make America great. You know, we got a huge problem. Border security. You know, people made fun of his huge, and he talks, and when he communicates, he does not sound extremely intelligent at times. However, I know he's got an MBA and all this stuff, or went to business school or whatever. You don't need to post that in the comments. I get it. I know what his resume is. I'm not saying that he's good or bad, and this isn't a political message. It's just about recognizing why he resonated with people, and it's because he speaks in a way that's extremely understandable. And it makes easy sound bites, and it's easy to understand. And marketing and awareness, branding is 90% of the battle. And when it comes to marketing and branding, speaking in sound bites and appearing to be able to lead in a way that most people resonate with, I think Justin Sun beats Charlie Lee in the general John Q. Public's viewpoint every single time. I don't think most people who are aware of the founders of cryptocurrencies, I think far more people could tell you that Justin Sun founded Tron than could tell you who founded Litecoin, even though I think more people are probably aware of Litecoin. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think that I am. And if I'm correct, that is a fundamental issue with Litecoin. There's a lack of obvious leadership and direction for what Litecoin is, where it's going. And if you don't know Charlie Lee, this just doesn't look good that he sold all of his Litecoin. All right, so reason number 2, and that is this. That's that, by the way, just look how close it is. Like sorry, just look how close it is right here. Like it's close, and it's not even all that far from Stellar. But reason number, and today was a big day, or at least at the time of this video, it was a big day. Now, reason number 2, and I think number 3 is going to be the biggest reason, but reason number 2 is because right now, Tron is massively promoting a lot of dApps to come to their platform. And Tron is actually currently, as it stands this very moment, Tron is better than Ethereum in only one way, and that is transaction speed. It's currently more usable for dApps and dApp development. Some of the same dApps that run on Ethereum run on Tron. If you follow my video, some of the exact same dApps I've talked about that run on Ethereum run on Tron, and unfortunately, currently, they run better on Tron. So there's a new wave. I think there's a movement going on in the cryptocurrency market right now. There's a lot of people that come from the background of like lending platforms and gambling cryptocurrency sites and a lot of the more scammy area of cryptocurrency. And more of them are finding out about things like dApps and smart contracts and provably fair gambling games and stuff like that. And that appeals to people because it just feels, well, it's provably fair. And if you go to Tron, they have far more dApp development. They have the fastest growing dApp development marketplace right now, and they still have a tremendous amount of room to grow. So anytime someone, there's a dApp on Ethereum, chances are there's a pretty good chance there's also a strong dApp on Tron. We're not even talking about the whole thing about BitTorrent. If you don't know about BitTorrent and Tron and all that stuff going on, we're not even talking about all that. I mean, that's a whole nother, I'm not even mentioning that in this video. So I think that there's a perfect storm right now with the dApp promotion, new dApp development, and new people moving in, following those dApps or moving towards those dApps on the Tron network right now. And when you're only, less than 100, well, just over 100 million away, I think that that's going to happen potentially in no time. Like it literally, it might happen tomorrow. Or the next day. It could happen this week. Who knows when it's going to happen, but I believe that it's going to happen. Now, here's the third biggest reason why I think Tron is going to surpass Litecoin. At this very moment, the only advantage, well, Litecoin fundamentally has one use case, and that is a cryptocurrency. And now, please understand, if you follow my channel at all, you know that I love cryptocurrency, and I think the number one use case for blockchain technology is for a decentralized cryptocurrency. However, we are still a very long ways. We're very early in this crypto revolution, and we're very long ways from people accepting cryptocurrency as any sort of mass adopted currency. We are still a very long ways away from that. But we're not a long ways from dApp development. And people haven't even recognized Bitcoin yet for what it really is. The masses see it as a speculative asset of some sort. The masses, John Q. Public sees it as some sort of newfangled thing. Some of them think it's a scam. Most people aren't even familiar with it. I mean, if you're in this space now, you are so early in this space right now. Some people who even understand Bitcoin see it as digital gold. They don't actually, there's plenty of people in this space who believe differently than me. They actually don't think that Bitcoin will ever be a currency. I know because I see them comment on my videos. So when you have that sort of headwinds right now, I think that cryptocurrency and things like Ethereum and arguably XRP, but we're talking about Tron right now. Ethereum and Tron and the dApp space and the programmable blockchain and that whole technology, I think, is much closer to getting accepted by the masses than Bitcoin is as a cryptocurrency. And since Bitcoin's not close to being accepted as a cryptocurrency, then I think Litecoin is not better in Bitcoin than any other way than it's being, slightly faster. But there's not, when you compare it to the market cap of Bitcoin, 1.8 billion versus 62 billion, there's no comparison. So when in the space of cryptocurrency, I think Litecoin is actually going to be headed down, at least for a while. And I mean, I'm not super optimistic about Litecoin. I know there's some of you that love it, but personally, I'm not super optimistic about it. Now, don't use anything I say as investment advice. Always remember, anything that I say, I reserve the right to be 100% wrong 100% of the time about 100% of everything. So don't be silly and take anything I say as investment advice. This is just my opinion. However, Tron is faster than Ethereum, and I think it's closer to being accepted by the masses, meaning the technology of Tron and Ethereum, and I think that helps it out. And I mean, I think there's no way that it doesn't pass Litecoin. And I think ultimately it's going to pass Stellar. Stellar may be more original, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Stellar is more original. And when you look at the process of development and usability of the blockchain, Tron is getting used more than Stellar even. So it's going to be interesting, but I think Tron's going to beat Litecoin for sure. And I want to say something for a moment. Even though I'm talking about Tron and I promote Tron as far as what they're doing, and I like to talk about the news. There's not a lot of people talking about what's going on in the news with Tron. So I like to talk about new stuff on this channel. And if you like that kind of stuff, please subscribe, because, you know, one out of probably 20% of my videos, 10% of my videos currently have been talking about Tron, what's going on in the space, and kind of giving some of my opinions on it. So definitely hit that subscribe button if that's something that you like to hear about. However, let me just tell you this. At the end of this video, I'm going to put my playlist on Bitcoin. I am in this space because I believe that Bitcoin by far is the greatest development that any economy has ever seen in the history of mankind. I believe that this Bitcoin is going to take over the world, or at least some blockchain currency. Currently, by far, it's Bitcoin. I mean, there's nothing else market cap wise. Clearly, Bitcoin has most people's trust for now. That could change, but currently, it's definitely the leader, and I believe that some sort of cryptocurrency is going to be accepted by the masses. I do believe we are headed to one accepted currency, or at least one extremely popular accepted currency. There may be more, but there's going to be one popular international currency, worldwide currency. I believe it's going to be a digital currency. It's going to be a blockchain currency, and I believe without a doubt it's going to be Bitcoin. I have a video playlist on my channel, and I'll put it right here at the end of the video, talking about why I believe that Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million and beyond. And let me clarify that. I mean $1 million. I don't mean that the dollar is going to get inflated away. I think that's going to happen, by the way. The value of the dollar is going to get inflated away. But I believe that as we speak today, that one day in the future, Bitcoin will have the buying power that $1 million has today. And I have a playlist where I discuss that through, I think, 3 different videos on the end of this channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for being a part of this cryptocurrency revolution. Truly, we're part of one of the greatest game changers that mankind has ever seen. This is bigger than putting a man on the moon. This is bigger than all the developments that Rome ever created. I believe blockchain is going to transform the world, and blockchain cryptocurrency is going to transform the entire economy as we know it. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Have an awesome day.